Now they're going to start scooching here, so hopefully I can talk while they're. Well, can you still hear me while they're? Okay. Okay. Good. Well, welcome to our winter concert. It's definitely cold outside. Appreciate you braving it. It's clearly also wet inside here too. I almost saw we got to put some. That was actually kind of dangerous. I've never had. I think I need to put some like Velcro on these shoes or something. I do worry I will have a mishap here at some point. Well, welcome so much to that. By the way, how many of you recognize that piece? I'm curious. Anybody recognize that? How many of you watched the Super Bowl? Can I see a show of hands? That's what I thought. They're really, the intersection of classical music lovers and football fans is a pretty thin slice of the Venn diagram. But how many of you recognize that music while you're watching the Super Bowl? I'm just curious. Anybody? Okay, yeah. It was actually in the Squarespace commercial. We sponsored the music for a Super Bowl ad, if you can believe. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have that kind of. We could sponsor like a tenth of a second of an ad, I think. It was actually the Squarespace. And it is funny. I got like 3 text messages after the commercial played, saying, "Hey, did you hear that? Did you?" Yeah, I know. It's kind of random. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming to this concert. I entitled this concert "The Human Spirit" because, are you still waving? I'm not calling for hands anymore. Are you? Oh, you're waving. Oh, sorry. I was like, I didn't ask any questions, and there's 2 people who are like waving their hands, so like, audience participation. No, sorry. Don't mean to embarrass you. What was that? So human spirit, and the reason why is because, let's be honest, the world is kind of having a lot of conflicts. Ukraine stuff's going on, stuff in Israel, and so I thought it'd be good rather than remunerating all of that, just to give you a little bit of a departure from that, get some fun music, some stuff to celebrate the human spirit and what have you. So really excited for tonight's concert. Now, the next piece, as you can see, these are the people who we did a Hunger Games exercise, and they are the ones that made it for the next piece. And I do want to give a little bit of a background on how this piece came to be. Now, we're doing a clarinet concerto, which is very rare. We don't do concertos that often, let alone woodwind concertos, right? Usually it's piano or violin, they get all the fame and the glory. And as a conductor, my greatest superpower is actually being able to choose the music. That is, my authority here. And so, when we get into spring quarter, I'll start, talking at beer. Hey, people keep asking, what are we doing next year? What are we doing next year? I think, well, maybe this. I'm listening to this. And Singwei was sitting, and it's funny. She doesn't say, can we do this? She would rather say, Copeland Clarinet Concerto. And while I'm talking, and she'll wave her hand like this, like she's a Jedi, like this, and it worked. So last month I was like, well, we should do it. Well, let me listen to that Copeland, and to get her back, I told the whole orchestra that we're doing this piece before I told her, and so. She heard it through other people, and she messaged me and said, is this true? I said, yep, you're doing the concerto. She was like, oh, okay. So that was my way of getting back at her, pulling a fast one on me like that. But it's a really wonderful piece. It's one sort of contiguous thing. The thing is not, that's not, it's better than a thing, but you know what I'm saying. There's no breaks, but it's three sections. The first section is a slow section, very beautiful. I just think about it. I just think about like a warm summer, and you're just gonna be really enamored by that. And then the middle section is a cadenza. It's just her. And by the way, this was actually commissioned by Benny Goodman, who was a famous jazz clarinet player. He commissioned Copeland to write this. So you kind of have this mixture of Americana classical with jazz. And so you're going to hear. Especially during that cadenza, she'll do a little bit of jazzy things. Now me knowing her, she is quite a type A overachiever, so I actually think she probably planned them ahead and things like that. But you'll hear these jazzy effects in the cadenza, and then it goes into a fast section with a lot of exciting rhythms and stuff. Really wonderful piece. So excited to have her perform with us. Now, before I invite her out, I do want to mention that during intermission, we being Town Hall, has a stand over here and a stand over here where you can buy snacks, tea, and beer and wine, if you would like. So, and you can drink it actually in the auditorium. Now I always give a plug because those funds actually do help Town Hall. Now, a year ago, I think I mentioned how Town Hall is so special because they have these sippy cups where you can drink in the auditorium, which is it makes the second half so much more fun. I didn't even bring there's a small glass. I didn't even bring it today because I know we actually have a reputation, our audience, so I just brought the big glass. But it turns out, I always said, I thought Seattle Symphony turns out Seattle Symphony also I was at the concert, they have the exact same sippy cup here, like same manufacturer. So I'm thinking there's some anti-competitive collusion going on there. And then I was, some of you came to a concert know that I went to a special event and I got the special, donors only cup. So you can't get this unless you give Town Hall extra money or something, right? Or maybe you buy I bet you bought 2 bottles of wine. They'll probably give you one of these, maybe, I don't know. But then I was at a work event, and turns out our marketing team had the same cup. You see? This is my company. I know sort of a company, Unisys, oh my gosh. But anyhow, so now I'm thinking there is one cup manufacturer in the whole world that everybody, even the top is the same cup here. So anyhow, I thought I would share that with you. You go buy your drink, think, what are you gonna, maybe you have some activists, there might be something to happen down there. Anyhow, it's a little bit of cup trivia here. Without further ado, let me just now introduce Singway, our fabulous little Singway. Please welcome.